I don't like the outcomes as it stands at the present way it is. Our next speaker will be Daniel Edmonds from the Australian Tea Party. He is the Queensland Director, and he is on the Cherish Life Committee. And I would just like to welcome Daniel up. He's also going to be speaking about the stupidity of the carbon tax. Thank you.
Thank you, Wyatt. Good afternoon, fellow Australians and lovers of freedom. My name is Daniel Edmonds and I'm here from the Tea Party movement. I'm truly honoured to be speaking here today. Thank you for that presentation, Alec. I think something really important that we can take from that speech is that we are going to be the ones that are going to need to solve this problem on our own, not with the help of a government, not with the help of somebody else. It's going to be us that's going to solve this problem on our own. I'm here today to speak up against a government that is relentlessly attacking the very core of our society, the Australian family. To speak up on behalf of those families who've had enough of big government sticking their hands into our family budgets and wasting our money on useless pet projects and insane taxes. Exactly. How is it possible that in one of the wealthiest nations on earth, families are struggling to raise even 1 or 2 children on dual incomes? How is it possible, with only 22 million people sharing this great continent, the size of Europe and the Mediterranean combined, that land is so scarce and so expensive that families, even on good incomes, struggle to buy a family home? Why is it that our government rewards failure and punishes successful families who are the backbone of our way of life? This carbon dioxide tax is yet another attack on families by a government that's drunk on ever-growing power. Thomas Jefferson, one of the greatest founding fathers of America, once said, "The exact level of tyranny that you're going to live under is the level of tyranny that you put up with." So, I'm here today to stand with you and to say, no! No! I will not put up with this tax on air. Will you? No! No, I will not put up with yet another big government tax grab that will only grow the size of government even more. Will you? No! No, I will not put up with even more of my family's freedoms being taken. Will you give up your family's freedom to heat your home? No! Will you? No! Will you give up your freedom to drive your kids to school? No! Will you give up your family's freedom to own your own land and to do with that land as you choose and not as the government dictates? Will you? Will you stand with me and will you say, no, we will not put up with this tyranny? No. Exactly. Now, here's the big fat lie that we are being told by the government. That this carbon dioxide tax will only cost our families $3,500 each year. As though that's a small amount of money. And do we trust the government? Do we? No. What they say? No, bloody way. Would you like $3,500 more in your family's budget this year? How about you? Would you like to write me a cheque for $3,500? Give it to me now? No? Why not? I wonder why that is. How does that make you feel? As we know, the government's own global warming commissar, Ross Garnaut, makes no bones about the fact that this carbon dioxide tax will necessarily skyrocket over the coming years. Professor Garnaut is not the #1 fan of the Tea Party, let me tell you. Every time he sticks his ugly mug out in public, my Victorian Tea Party counterpart turns harassing him into an art form. So much so that the little professor sent us some nastily worded letters. And I won't discuss the ongoing discussions between our lawyers and his today. So, should we all just go back to sleep? Should we forget about it? Because our loving, caring aunties Julia Gillard and Bob Brown will throw a few measly little crumbs at us and make it all better? The last time I checked, having 100 cents of my dollar in my pocket was better than having just 30 cents of my dollar in my pocket. So, how much do you think the government's going to increase the cost of living for your family each and every year? 10? 15? 20%? Probably more. This tax on you and your family is meant to make you give up using electricity, make you give up using gas and using petrol, or even better, stop having kids at all. If we're to listen to Auntie Bob Brown and famous Australian Dick Smith, remember that guy? Our kids are nothing more than carbon dioxide producing cancers that should be cut out and thrown into the bin.
They're not the cancer.
You would think that if people like Dick Smith and Bob Brown think that humans are nothing more than a virus to be wiped out, that they might be so gracious as to lead the way to extinction themselves. Now, here's the scary part. I have dozens and dozens of examples here of where the government has a track record of cost blowouts in the hundreds of millions of dollars. They have a track record of saying things are going to cost us much, much less than what they actually end up costing us. This tax on your family is no different. Let me take a look at some of these wonderful government programs that our taxes have paid for recently. I mean, I've got pages of them here. The Zero Gen Clean Coal Station, the airport fire. Here. How about this one? The Tugun desalination plant. Remember that one? That little experiment cost you and me $1.2 billion. That's 1,200 millions. Now it just sits there, gathering dust. I mean, I could go on all day. I mean, there's dozens of them here, but you get my point. This tax will cost you and your family more and more and more each year. So, what is this tax really about? This tax is about taking money from your families and from your businesses and then tipping most of that money into a giant black hole of government waste and bureaucracy. So, what can we do to stop this? Firstly, you should all join the Australian Tea Party movement. Jump online at ozteaparty.com.au. Register and if you can, make a donation. Join other groups for freedom and truth. Join Malcolm Roberts and the Galileo movement. Join the Australian Patriots Defence movement. Secondly, spread the word to your family and friends and get them to join up too. Next, stand up and be counted. After you've joined the movement, get organised, go to meetings and donate money. Next, you must get politically active. The Tea Party is doing heaps of political work at the moment, but I won't go into the details of that today. If the left are like I expect them to be, they almost certainly have some spies here today. So come and have a chat to us about some of the things that we're involved in at the moment. Finally, have a presence online and spread the word via Facebook, Twitter and newspaper blogs. I know we have some bloggers here today. I want you to go back and I want you to spread the word of today's message far and wide across your business networks and across your blogs. You cannot afford to just come to this rally, get angry, head back to your day-to-day life. You must take action. We are the resistance. We are the freedom fighters. We are the ones that history will remember as a generation that saved Australia. We can win this fight. We can win if everyone here today goes out and just gets 2 more people involved. Then those 2 people get 2 more people involved, and so on. We are the silent majority. If we wake up, wake our neighbours up, and all shout no to this carbon tax, the government will see a tidal wave of freedom the likes they've never before seen. There is a massive, historical grassroots movement sweeping the world, and we are all a part of it. Just remember, the exact level of tyranny that you're going to live under is the level of tyranny that you put up with. Thank you for your time today. My name is Daniel Edmonds, and I'm the spokesman for the Australian Tea Party.
Thank you, Daniel.